Hi, I'm Wayne Bruce, and this is the Meaning Mission, where my mission is to help people like you experience the world as part of Jesus' ongoing story. For today, we're going to look at the YouVersion verse of the day, and that is Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or dismayed, for Yahweh your God is with you wherever you go." Now, if you were able to join yesterday, you remember that the verse of the day yesterday ties into this very heavily. It was actually at the end of Matthew when Jesus says, I am with you even to the end of the age. And so I think that is important to note. I really like the way that whoever picks their verse of the day kind of played off of that. They do a good job. But let's go ahead and pull this up in context. So, obviously, this is the start of the book of Joshua, and this is when Joshua is about to assume command over Israel. And obviously, this is apparently Yahweh speaking through the angel of Yahweh, and we can dive into what that means at another time. However, and if we back up to verse 7, we get that same sort of phrase going on: be strong and very courageous, be careful to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right or the left, so that you may achieve success wherever you go. And then verse 8 brings us again back to something we referenced yesterday in Psalm 1. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you will be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, then you will achieve success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or dismayed, for Yahweh your God is with you wherever you go." And when I read this, my mind is called back to Exodus 3 and 4 when Moses is called. And there's some similar ideas going on here when Moses has a protest against being used by Yahweh to bring the people of Israel out of slavery, he says, "Well, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt?" And he said, "Assuredly, I will be with you, and this shall be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you." And he goes on to tell him about coming back to worship him on the same mountain. And then if we go forward to chapter 4 and starting in verse 10, we see again the same sort of thing. Moses doesn't believe in himself, and he thinks that that's a reason to not do what God has called him to do. But, Yahweh says, "Who has made the human mouth, or who makes anyone unable to speak or deaf or unable to see or blind or able to see or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? Now then go, and I myself will be with your mouth and instruct you in what you are to say." And this same concept is also something that is in Judges chapter 6. And this is when Gideon is being called into service. The angel of Yahweh came and sat under, okay, he came and sat under a tree. And we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. And he says, "Yahweh is with you, valiant warrior." And if you know the scene, what's going on, it doesn't seem like he's a valiant warrior. So that's just interesting. Um, However, he says, "Oh, my Lord, if Yahweh is with us, why then has all this happened to us?" Right? So he doesn't believe based on the context, based on what he is seeing. It doesn't feel like God is with me or with us. So what are you talking about, right? And again, we get this same phrasing, right? When he says, "I will certainly be with you, and you will defeat Midian as one man." And so Gideon, still, not really sure he believes. He wants him to wait and, make an offering. And then, he puts his faith to the test with a fleece. You probably know that story. But the concept that comes out really from all three of these passages that I want to focus on is just the idea that when God calls you to work for him, when God has something for you to do, and he does have something for each of us to do, we can go to Ephesians 2:10 for that if we need to. He is the one that's going to make it work, right? And it's easy to think about why I am insufficient, why I'm not good enough, why I'm not strong enough, why I can't speak well enough. But what God wants us to focus on is the fact that he is the one who is with us, that he is the one who has called us, that he is the one who had commanded us, right? I think that is so important, right? If we go back to we can just go ahead and put the verse of the day version back on here. It says, "Have I not commanded you?" Right? Like, what's your problem? Have I not commanded you? And so if God is the one who has commanded us, if God is the one who is calling us to do something, we don't need to be afraid. It's also reminiscent of Peter when the waves and the wind are, you know, stirring about, and Jesus is walking on the water, and Peter says to him, Lord, if it is you, call me to you, and I can walk on the sea. And he does call him when he asks, right? Peter asked him to call him, and he does call him, and he is able to walk as long as he's looking at him. Of course, when he is distracted and not looking at Jesus is when he falls and begins to sink. But we're going to pretty much leave it there for today. I want to keep these pretty short. Again, this is really just intended to be a way to start your meditation process. I hope you can take this and use it as a jumping off point to your own meditation. So feel free to, let me know what you think. Did I give you something good to think about? Did you get something from this? Did you not? Please let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff to let YouTube know that you like this content and want me to keep it up. Or if you don't like it, you can do it anyway. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day.